everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and I'm here with a flip through review of the tarot animal. This is just such a beautiful deck I got on Etsy. The book, you can get it with the book or without, like a PDF version of the book. It is called the Tarot Animal. Also, I think there's a secondary name, Tarot Wild or Animal. Let me see. Tarot of the Wild, Tarot Animal, Tarot of the Wild. And here's a really cool saying from A.A. Milne. Some people talk to animals, not many listen, though. That's the problem. And this book is so gorgeous. It goes into a little bit of detail about major and minor arcana and the different suits and what to do when you get your deck and reading your deck. You can do moon baths and things like that. I might do a moon bath. Shows you different spreads. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? He could tell by the way animals talk that they were keeping time to some kind of music. Maybe it was the song in their own hearts that they walked to. Wow. And the artist interpretations, message from the mouse. Look at how far you could go, how far you could travel, the amazing miracles you could see on your pathway. The journey itself may be wonderful and amazing and can show you so much as you follow it. Right now, your destination, your dreams, are all laid beneath your feet, ready, waiting for you, if you can muster up the courage to take that first step. So there you go. That's the Fool right there. The Magician, and then so on. Wow. I love this. It's very heartfelt, isn't it? Very spiritual, these animal messages. Oh, look at the hummingbird. I got goosebumps on that one. The devil. Of course, it's a crab. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's that beautiful horse. The star. Alright, and I'll show you the cards. But just saying, if you get the book, you get a really beautiful full color book that has all the meanings, and I feel like it's worth it. I mean, the writing is so lovely. And an animal's eyes have the power to speak a great language. There we have the swords. Well, that was a pretty one. Anyway, we'll see them in a second. The page, that's pretty too. I can't wait to look at them one by one. All right, it's the bird of paradise alights only upon the hand that does not grasp it. Ah. And then the biographies. A lot of biographies. So it must be like a compilation of artists. The 78 Tarot Animal presents their 8th collaboration. Okay, so collaboration. 81 artists from across the globe, each creating a stunning card image to honor our beautiful animal companions on the earth. The Dream Team, there's the CEO, Katie Welsh Stewart, the writer, Trish Sullivan, writer of the book, who's, I think that's a very lovely book and worth buying, the art directors, and the artist liaison. Wow, isn't that neat? It would be such an honor to be a part of a collaboration like this. So let's take a look at the cards. It comes in this like sleeve. It's one of those magnetic boxes, which I like very much. And this is really pretty silvery foil. You pull it out and oh my gosh, look at this. This is one of the main reasons why I bought it, was this beautiful purple edge, but pretty much everything about this deck is why you buy it. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I feel like I don't ever want to use any other deck besides this one now. And this is, yeah, the A.A. Milne quotes. And there you go. 81 artists. Oh, and I want to say that this is a birthday present from my son, Sammy. So look, Sammy, look at this beautiful deck that you got me. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay. Some of you might know who Sammy is, because he did come with me on a live one night, and he did some pendulum readings for you guys. Look how lovely. So it's like gilded and foiled. Well, I feel like the color is just a pretty, well, I don't know. It's like, it almost feels like the colors are also capturing the light, but it's just a gradiated color with this beautiful silver on top. But the silver seems more than just silver, doesn't it? Wow, and look at that purple. Wow. How gorgeous. Here's okay, so here's meditation. Are these, oh my gosh, I need to check on them. Protection, ancestors. I guess these are extra cards. Okay, because we start with the Fool. The Fool starts right here. Here's some extra artwork. Meditation. Protection. You could add these, I guess, like as oracles. Ancestors. Really beautiful. So let's dive on into our major arcana. Let's see. We have the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor. It's very appropriate for Aries, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Honors. It's a very nice material, a very large size deck, like almost oracle size. The Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death. Oh, there's the Moth. Wow, look how pretty. Temperance, the Devil. And it's a little, you know, the edges being foiled. Also a little bit sticky together. Oh, the Tower Snake. That's neat. Like shedding skin. The beautiful horsey star. The Moon. The Sun. Yes. Judgment. The World. And now we're going to go into the different suits. Don't mind that. That's just my cat deciding that she's going to climb around. Okay. All right, let's do they have pentacles first. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. I love that. Hello, birdie. Nine of Pentacles. I do listen to animals. I helped an animal one time that was in trouble. 10 of Pentacles. I have helped several animals in trouble. Right, pumpkin? Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. This is like Sierra. My giraffe. My tall and beautiful one. And King of Pentacles. Alright, let's check out. I'll put the Queen on top. She's so pretty. Alright, let's check out now the Swords, which is next. Oh. Alright, we've got Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords. So cute. No, pumpkin. Oh, do you want to get in on this? Okay. Eight of Swords. Ooh, Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. And Queen of Swords. And King of Swords. I'm kind of liking these queens. Queen of Swords. All right. Let's do, now next is the Wands. Wow. They're just so rich, it's kind of hard to take them all in. All right, I'll move that over a little bit, make some room. Then we have the Ace of Wands. Ooh, Two of Wands. Wow, look at the realism on that one, that's neat. Three of Wands, Four of Wands, Five of Wands. Ooh, that's pretty. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands. With 78 cards and 81 artists, we've got a lot of different styles, don't we? 10 of Wands. Oh, I have the beaver spirit came to me once. Fondness for the beaver. Oh yeah, this is nice, and it shows the artist's name at the bottom too, which is nice. I love that. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands. Look at that. I love it. It's so fanciful. Queen of Wands. Ooh, look at that King of Wands. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this fanciful Knight of Wands on top. There we go. All right, let's keep with the last suit, which is Cups. We have Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. Cute. The flamingos. Got the 3 is stuck with the 2. It's like, I like that it's matte and it has kind of like this thickness, but not too thick. I like the feeling of it. We have the, and I read something, like, I'm not sure if, I feel like this company that gathers artists together, they have several decks out there, but they pride themselves in just like the finest type of materials, you know. They really research the materials and how to make these 3 of Cups. And you know, to be honest, like the deck itself is like $60 something, which I feel like is totally worth it. But if you get the guidebook, which is pretty amazing, it's like more like 80, and I think that's a pretty good buy for this deck. Oh, I sneezed. Okay. 4 of Cups. No, makes me think of my poo-poo. 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Oh, look at the little seahorse. Natacha Jora. I like this kind of, it's almost like it's pencil color or something. It's very soft. 10 of Cups. Ah, it's cute. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, the shark, Queen of Cups, and King of Cups. That's cute. Let's see, which one shall we put on top of this? I like that Page of Cups, he's cute. Or the seahorse. They're all so beautiful. It's hard to pick my favorites, but let's see. It's hard to pick a favorite. Oh yeah, and I have to show this side of it too. There you go. Anyway, all right, so let's gather them all together and shuffle them. And then I will use this for our daily dust. So stay tuned for daily dust. But I just wanted you to see how they might shuffle. So there are, let me show you against a typical size deck. All right, so here is the Animal Tarot, and this is like a low Scarabeo deck. So this is about the difference. It's a pretty big difference, right? And this is the Rider-Waite Smith Centennial Edition, which is like the universal size tarot, which is a little bit wider than kind of like standard tarot. Standard tarot is 2.75 by 4.75, so it's a little bit wider and taller. Anyway, so this is quite a large deck, so let's get to shuffling it. Okay. So I don't think I'll be able to wrap my hands around this way, not too long. So we'll just have to do this way. Some of that, the paint seems to be off a little bit, but I'm not mad. All right. It shuffles nicely because it's just so smooth. It's not sticky. And I guess I would be one to not be too rough with it. Let's do a few more so you can see. Also, I need to shuffle it real good before I do my reading. We'll see if any one particular card comes out, and then I can read from the book. All right, let's just take whatever this one is. Oh, I was kind of curious about that Seven of Wands. Okay, so Seven of Wands is by Gemma Jones. And Seven of Wands says, so the skunk strides the entrance to his valley. Before him stand those who want to take what he has fought for, brandishing staves of wood. He stands strong against them, not allowing them to pass. He will defend his home against all aggression. His staff bursts into flame as he calls upon his own will to fight, and the ground beneath him cracks under the strength of his blow. So Gemma was inspired by the Eastern martial arts and their emphasis on defense to create this image. And she used color red for good fortune and the element fire for strength. So the message from the skunk is, you are under pressure from all sides, getting defensive, feeling like the world is trying to tear you down, but you will get through this come what may. This is one more trial, one more challenge to test your desires. If it's not worth fighting for, move on to what is important. But if it matters, stand firm, draw upon the tenacity and confidence within you and fight with all you have. The skunk with a world-famous or infamous defense mechanism, the skunk was the first animal that came to mind as a perfect depiction as a defensive, beleaguered figure in the Seven of Wands. Courage, defensiveness, and willpower. So a couple things came to me. I was thinking, I watched this movie, Hachi, with my uncle, and Hachi is about a journey of his dog, and one scene from Hachi, there's a skunk situation, which is interesting. Also, one of the things I talked about with my uncle while he was visiting was how, like, you can be, you know, some people can be defensive, like take a victim role. Sometimes you are just, you know, the world does do things to you, right? But then you have choices. You can wallow in it, you can buy into it, you can exaggerate it, you can ask for attention by really fussing about how much trouble you have in your life or whatever, or you can, you know, sometimes you can do the opposite and stuff it down and don't let anybody know what you're going through. So it's kind of an interesting position to be in when you're feeling defensive, when you're feeling like the world is out to get you, or the world is so challenging. It can be an interesting position to be in, because some of it is perspective and some of it is actual stuff that's actually happening. Yes, you know. And then if you follow spirit and this process and your journey, you can rise above it. You can also see yourself as rising above the difficulties, but at the same time you don't want to also dismiss or negate or blow off, you know, the difficulties, because they are also part of the process of learning and growing. So I think you can observe, and you, without judgment or criticism, different scenarios and situations that you're in, and then don't think of it as woe is me or why is God doing this to me, but just say, all right, why did this happen for me? You know, what can I learn from it? How do I move to the next level? How do I level up? You know, I feel like these lessons are just growing experiences, right? And it's okay to be defensive, because sometimes we do just need protection. We definitely need to and spiritually, like, I like the way his tail swirls around. Like, you can imagine yourself encased in this really protective bubble, or you can see your spiritual guides all around you, or, you know, beyond that, you can give thanks and gratitude for how the angels have swooped in and saved you so many times where you could have, like, you know, been in serious danger. I think of that a lot, like, in a day-to-day basis, that you face so many dangers that you don't even, like, acknowledge sometimes, right? And you're saved. But we do focus on the times where, you know, we fall in a puddle, or this happens or that happens. So I do my best to acknowledge that I'm protected and saved and taken care of a lot by spirit, by my guides, by protector energies, guardian angels. But it's okay. I think it's okay to be in defense mode sometimes. It's just, it allows yourself to gain some perspective, and if you need that perspective, then that's, you know, important. Sometimes part of being in defense mode is stepping away from an argument or something like that, and if you need to do that, you should do that. So there's a lot going on here. I was a victim of domestic violence, and it's people who are victims, right? People who have had things like that happen, like if it's, even if it's rape or something like that, those are serious things. That's very, I mean, shouldn't be dismissed, shouldn't be overlooked, shouldn't be, and that's where it hurts when people dismiss it too, right? It hurts when people diminish it somehow as if it wasn't something important. So it's easy to get defensive about that, because that was major. It was something serious. It was very harmful and hurtful in your life, very traumatic or whatever, right? So when people acknowledge it, it helps. But I feel like it's more important to acknowledge within yourself the trauma and the difficulty that you went through, and in your own good time, use it to help yourself to build and grow and be a better you. And don't worry about how other people see the situation, because they're never really going to see the truth of the matter unless they were you, you know, unless they were right there. They can judge all they want, you know, and let them judge the way they want to judge, and don't worry about what they think about it, because it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change what you felt, and it doesn't change how you've grown from it. And so just keep on fighting that good fight, you know, keep on being you, but definitely observe yourself, you know, and see the big picture in moments. Sometimes we forget, and we judge our own experience a little bit differently than maybe we should. But it, you know, I'm like, it's not me for me to say. You are connected to your own feelings and to your own process. Nobody else can judge that. It's not fair for them. Everybody has their own way of dealing with things. That's why we have personalities, why we're all different, right? We're all different, and we'll all get along in a certain way and understand each other in certain ways. It's nice to be around people who do get you and understand where you're coming from, but you get into defensive positions a lot with people who don't get you, you know, or don't understand you, and not everybody is going to. So I don't know why, but I felt like that was a good card to come out, and I hope you like that, and come see me on my daily dust today for whatever day it is, November 30th or 29th. Anyway, end of November, getting close to, I'm going to do a December pick a card, so stay tuned for that too. And I'll see you around. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.